Hi, everybody. It's Dr. Chris here. I hope you all are having a great Tuesday. Say hi if you're out there listening. And if you have a question, you can type it in the chat at any time, and I will do what I can to answer it. If you're watching this on a replay, I will put my contact info in the description, so you can always contact me that way if you have a question. Tonight, we are going to be delving into support for ligaments. Now, just a little brief intro to them, because you will hear people talk about sprains and strains. So when they talk about sprains, that's the ligaments. When you talk about strains, that's the tendons. How did I remember that in school? Strain has a T in it. That's it. That's my magic. Now you know. So a little background, I am a chiropractor of 30 years in Los Angeles. I am a mom of 3 kids and a wife, and I am a lover of essential oils. So that is why I'm here, to help educate you, maybe entertain you a little, I don't know. But I do hope you learned something and that this is super helpful. So if that's the case, at the end, just give me a thumbs up for a like and share it with your friends, because this may help them out too. All right, so who here has sprained something, right? Ankle, that's a typical one. For me, shoulders, my spine. I just did a talk on the lower back on my Dr. Christine Anderson Chiropractor YouTube channel, where I talked about lower back pain and talked about my story there. For this one, for my story, I'm going to talk about my son, 7. So a year and a half ago, he was ice skating. He had never ice skated before. So he went with 2 girls, because, you know, that's what you do. And apparently, I don't know what he was trying to do, but he fell backwards on the ice. So it sounds like his foot stayed on the ice, right? And it just really, if this is the back of the foot, it just really kind of tore and sprained everything in the front part of his leg. I mean, I have never seen a sprain, probably slash strain, really, probably got some of the tendons in there too. I mean, it was really bad. His whole leg was swelled up. I put a picture on Facebook. I wish I could put a picture on here too, but I in 30 years, I've never seen anything so bad. So of course it was my kid, right? So we mixed up some oils, and I did take an x-ray. I made sure it wasn't broken. So, you know, we knew what we were dealing with. So if there's ever any doubt, you definitely do want to seek out medical care and make sure you're actually helping support ligaments, if that's what's actually going on. So get help with that diagnosis first, guys. Don't try to treat things, especially if they're super bad. This is really, we're talking about support for everyday things, for occasional mild things. I don't want anybody, self-diagnosing and treating themselves for anything major. So get help. So we mixed up oils. He was on crutches for a little while, actually quite a long while. I mean, it was really bad, but he was really diligent about applying oils topically on his leg. And I gave him some things also to take internally. And he did really well, which is what we want. So really, the kind of epitome of ligament support, if you were just to pick one oil, it would be lemongrass. This oil is so amazing for so many things. I'm just going to talk about ligament support today. It also supports tendons. So these are types of connective tissue. So oftentimes when you're supporting one connective tissue, you're also supporting the other. It helps ligaments and tendons heal, and it helps them regenerate from minor sprains and strains. So that is really like the crux of it. It helps to support the natural inflammatory response and, again, help that healing response occur, which is inflammation, by the way, is part of a healing response. Most people don't know that. They think inflammation is bad. but it brings circulation into the area at first because all the blood rushes in. That's what makes it swell and get hot, but it brings in a lot of things to start helping with that healing process. We just don't want that swelling to stay around. So speaking of the swelling, because it helps with inflammation, it helps deal with what's going on so that inflammation can go away. It contains a constituent called myrcene, myrcene. And that is what gives it these analgesic properties. So it helps with pain and helps with that healing aspect. And it also has a cooling effect, which is going to help with that hot inflamed tissue. And it also just helps the other oils kind of heal better, work better. So it works synergistically with other oils. All right, so lemongrass has been the subject of research published in the Phytotherapy Research Journal, where it was found to have powerful properties when applied topically to the skin. So that is one great way to use it when you have trying to support your ligaments. Now, it is very high in something called aldehyde SO. And think of acetone, and this is what's in a lot of nail polish removers, right? It's very drying, which, by the way, you can use lemongrass as a nail polish remover if you didn't know that. But please only use non-toxic nail polish because most nail polish is very toxic. I know, I can't help it. I'm off on my tangent. Anyway, so if you're using a lot of lemongrass, you may also want to include a nourishing oil like sandalwood or myrrh or patchouli, or use a carrier oil with it that's a little bit nourishing too, maybe like some jojoba or argan, something like that. All right, oil number 2, if I had to choose, if I had to just choose 2, would be marjoram. Now, I've got the marjoram vitality here because I can't remember if Young Living makes a 15 mil marjoram in the like regular labeled. So lemongrass has a vitality too, which means you can take it internally. This is labeled for internal use. These colored labels are labeled for topical and aromatic use. So it's the same oils when you have the label difference, but this is FDA compliant, so that labeling tells you which ones you can take internally. So this is the one I had. So I'm going to talk about marjoram, but I've got the vitality with me here. It's actually part of the mint family, and it's a pretty powerful plant, especially when it comes to things like muscle spasms and nerve pain. But especially when you add it to the lemongrass, it really helps to support the ligament healing and repair. So those two together are super, super powerful. If you are trying to support your ligaments and you have a sprain or strain, I recommend adding helichrysum. This is another fabulous oil in and of itself. It does so many things, especially with things like healing. So you should go look it up. At some point, I will do a separate post on helichrysum. Panaway is a blend that you can find in your starter kit. So if you have nothing else and you've got your starter kit, you've got Panaway right there. So that is super helpful, and that has a lot of powerful things in it. And I went into that when I talked about muscle support. So a lot of the, some of these oils that support muscles, and I talked about joints and ligaments, all these sort of musculoskeletal arthrosis, which is joints. A lot of them are sort of interchangeable. So, you know, the oil that you need is the one you have in your hand. And I love that saying because these oils are good for so many things. A surprise one is tangerine. Now, besides this being yummy smelling and the vitality being yummy tasting, It also has something in it called cytophylactic, big words, right? That encourages cell growth. So again, when you're trying to support and repair anything that's damaged, you need that cell growth. So it also helps to restore anything connective tissue wise, especially elastic tissue, which ligaments aren't necessarily supposed to be elastic because they're helping support and kind of keep us together, but they still have to have a little bit of a give. Palmarosa. So this one is related to lemongrass, and it is also a stimulant of cellular growth. It doesn't really smell like lemongrass. It's a little bit more grassy than lemongrass. I know that's weird. Anyway, so it's great to use palmarosa with tangerine and lemongrass because it's going to help support each other. A few mentionables here that are great for increasing blood flow, to help with that healing and that inflammation modulation. Remember, I said we have to have a little bit of inflammation, but then we want it to go away. So the mentionables are frankincense and peppermint, and these two are in your starter kit. So guess what? You've got 2 more things to try to help support your ligaments. And you've got copaiba. This used to be in the starter kit. It isn't anymore, but you can always order it separate, right? I think it's a really good one. That's another one that acts synergistically with other oils. And cypress. Anything with circulation, think cypress. So that's going to do it for the oils, but I did want to mention some supplements because you need nutrition when you're healing your body. We need it for normal processes anyways, but whenever you have anything going on where you're trying to support and repair, you might need a little extra help. So the first thing I just want to mention really quick is the Master Formula vitamin pack. And I'm going to show you what that looks like. So it's 4 different, can't get the glare off. It's 4 different capsules and caplets, and they're all veggie caps, which is great. I love that. And it's food-based and vegan. So you are getting nutrients from foods that are much more bioavailable than synthetic vitamins. You don't want to cut corners in your vitamin department because if you're going to take something, you want it working for you. If you're getting a cheap generic version, Costco big bulky thing, you don't know where that's from. You don't know the quality control. I do so much research before I recommend any vitamins to my patients because there's so much stuff out there that it doesn't work for you, and then it also might be harming you. It's infused with wolfberry oil and essential oils, and it's got vitamin A, B, C, D, and K, which is very important with how D functions and gets absorbed into the body, as well as a trace mineral complex. And I'm going to talk more about minerals in a second. So that's sort of my basis. And then you can add more nutrients from there if you need a little bit more support. And one I love anyway is Super C. I just kind of leave this one out on the counter. But C is essential for collagen production. You have to have vitamin C. You cannot make collagen without it. And collagen is the whole basis for all of our connective tissue. So that includes ligaments and tendons, skin, nails, hair, joints, everything really that is connective tissue. You have to have vitamin C. That's it. Full stop. So if you are doing any healing, repair work, you need extra vitamin C, and you don't want to take it all at once because you'll just pee it out. So you want to take it throughout the day. And because it is water soluble, you will pee out the extra, so you don't really have to worry about taking too much. If you happen to, your stool becomes soft and then you go, right, that's my bowel tolerance. No more vitamin C for me. Back off. Okay? So there's a little Cue there. Enzymes. So right now, Young Living has 4 different enzyme formulas. 2 are vegan, 2 are not. I tend to like the Allerzyme, which I couldn't find with me, and I do also like the Detoxyzyme. Both of these are vegan because guess what? I'm vegan. So the key with this is having something with bromelain, which Detoxyzyme does. And it's the enzyme that is produced by the pineapple. So you could eat pineapple too. Obviously, this is going to be in a more concentrated form. And it has basically, I think of it sort of like gobbling up inflammation. So there you go. Another supplement that you could take if you are not vegan is called BLM, which stands for bones, ligaments, and muscles. And this actually has type 2 collagen in it, as well as other things like glucosamine sulfate. These are animal products, so I personally don't take them. But they are also have been shown to support healthy cell function and encourage joint and fluid movement and support for the bones, ligaments, and muscles, right? Another supplement I started taking after last year's convention, because that's when it came out, is Illuminize. And we just had convention, which was really interesting to do virtually because I've only been live. But when I was at convention in the big expo hall, that's when you get to try all the products and see them and talk about what they are. And one of the guys who developed Illuminize, one of the researchers was there. And I was talking to him. And this is what I love about Young Living is that they use purple carrots, which have natural carotenoids, which are the things that have vitamin A. So these things are all food-based and so bioavailable. So this actually has vitamin A from beta carotene, as well as some vitamin C, vitamin E, and lutein and zeaxanthin, which are the 2 things that really help with the eye specifically. But you get all the benefits of the vitamin A for everything else too. So again, vitamin A is needed for collagen formation. So, right? So I take that every day. So I love it. You want to make sure that you're getting your omega-3 fatty acids. I like the MindWise, which is made from the Sacha incha seed. I forgot to get it out of my fridge before this started because you do have to refrigerate it. Young Living also has Omega-Gize, but that's a fish-based formula. So again, I personally don't use it, but if you do fish, it's there for you. Research by the Society for Experimental Biology and Medicine reported that omega-3 fatty acids can speed up the healing of ligament injuries by enhancing collagen formation, even within a short period of 72 hours. So again, we're supporting our ligaments. You're also supporting every single cell in your body when you have omega-3 fatty acids, and especially your brain. So you cannot go wrong. Absolutely cannot go wrong. NINGXIA Red. What can this not do? If you are not already taking NINGXIA Red on a regular basis and drinking it, I don't know why not by now, because I think I mentioned this in almost every single show. It's amazing. Here's all the goodness. There's all the puree. You guys, this is not a juice. It is a superfood. And NINGXIA Red aids in the health functions of your whole body, everything. So it's going to help support circulation for anything going on. It's going to support your bones and joints and ligaments and energy and so much more. I mean, what does it not support? So I did a whole episode on that. Go and look at my NINGXIA Red episode because there's just too much to talk about. I could be here for another half an hour. All right, another really great supplement for basically all body functioning, including healing, is Mineral Essence. It's got trace minerals, including copper, manganese, and zinc. And trace minerals play a role in collagen metabolism. Here we go again, collagen, right? We need to keep that collagen intact. We need to keep everything supported. Collagen actually supports us. So a lack of these trace minerals results in poor collagen synthesis and can negatively impact ligament and tendon health. So we're just talking about health in general. Never mind if you've had an injury. Because what happens if you have an injury is that the ligament can get stretched and torn if it goes beyond its stretching capabilities, which is not much. It's supposed to hold our bones together. And then what happens is with the healing process, if things line up great, you've got a nice, even healing, weaving going on. I always think of it sort of like a weaving process. And therefore, it's going to have integrity. If you don't, and it's disorganized and just sort of like patched up here and there, it's not going to be able to do its job as well. So you need to have these nutrients so you can have proper support of your ligaments. And that includes magnesium. It's an essential nutrient. Again, we need this. It's not there. Our food supply has decreased so much in magnesium. So I really feel that everybody could use some support with that. And there's been research showing magnesium deficient diets have been shown to increase degeneration of tendons and other connective tissues, including ligaments. So there's some magnesium in the mineral essence, and then Young Living at Convention just released a new kids scent supplement called Unwind that has also some magnesium in it, as well as some other things to help support calming down and getting the body ready to rest and sleep at night, especially for kids. Although I'm just a big kid, so I take this stuff too. I can't wait to try it. I will be back talking about those. The mineral essence, I'm not going to lie, it's a very hard thing for me. It's very salty, so it's kind of strong. So you either have to just sort of like chug it, just try to disguise it. What I heard, and I haven't tried yet, is that you can actually put it in your bath and absorb the magnesium and the minerals through your skin. So I bring you that. All right, I've got 2 more things and then we are done. Sulfurzyme, which I talked about with the episode on joint support. So go check that out. I also talked about it at length in my show on the red drink, my post on the red drink. So go check that out. Vitamin D, which is in the master formula, and Young Living, I'm so excited, came out with a just separate vitamin D supplement. Is so important for so many things. I mean, so many things. But definitely it's been found that vitamin deficiency of vitamin D slows the healing of ligaments and tendons. So you need to get enough vitamin D. And I do like that in the master formula. It's also got K as well, because it does help with modulating where that vitamin D is going, so it doesn't end up depositing in places in your body that you don't want it to. All right, that is it for me tonight. I thank you for joining me. If you've got any questions, you can pop it in the chat now. If you're watching this later, you can contact me through my email, which I'll leave in the description. So give me a thumbs up if you liked my post, and share with your friends. Everybody needs some ligament support, right? Everybody. So share with your friends and subscribe so that you know when I am making a post so you don't miss anything. All right, everybody, have a great week. I am going to come on next week and talk to you about, drum roll, essential oil support for your nerves. Yes. So I hope you have a great week. I look forward to talking to you next week. And till then, happy oiling. Night, everyone.